Hello, Sharks. Today I would like to propose a surefire investment and a way to profit off of improving the lives of students all across the nation using social media hostage holding. I'm asking for $125,000, and let's go right into why this app and this idea is a good idea and something that's going to be helping you as investors. So currently the problem we have is that people are at home during the quarantine, and especially people who are, homeschooled. There's a lot of demand for at-home learning that's better than the status quo. We see many students are struggling to actually get their work turned in, struggling to motivate themselves with deadlines and due dates, and a lot of these things are basically dependent on the fact that there's no real punishment or reward system for actually getting that work. It just feels meaningless when you're at home and you could just be doing something else. And people working on devices with social media and other apps are very easily distracted by the status quo because, they could just go do something else. They could go wander and play video games or watch YouTube instead of doing the work. And even if they start doing the work, people will start distracting them, texting them. So we want to limit this as much as possible. So the idea, social media hostage holding. Restrict app use through tying into the Canvas API to see if people are reaching their stated goals. It's a really easy API shift. We see that these educational sites, these grading sites, kind of tie in together and allow each other to share information. So if we can tie into this API, we can really easily check the grades with basically no hassle and restrict social media usage and other app usage, not through personal choice or by the choice of the person and saying oh, I'm going to be accountable, but literally by having the app do it and check and monitor their situation instead of just trusting the user to say that they are doing these goals, which makes it a lot more easy and capable to actually enforce these goals and actually maximize education. So this incentivizes homework at a time where it feels pointless. You can't do your favorite online activities. Otherwise, there's a reward system or a punishment system, and it also limits distractions by limiting social media during designated homework hours if we want to limit it during certain times. And the app can notify you on stated goal progress, especially if you're at risk of dropping below a certain grade or that goal. Before even punishment, it can just notify you about this. And also, we can offer reward systems, updating the app, making it look fancier, and giving you kind of like points or tokens, much like Duolingo does, to make sure that you really feel rewarded for actually getting your work in and not just punished by the system. And why is this better than alternatives, other things that just lock you out? Well, it's good for grading apps because if grades increase on Canvas because Canvas is using this, then you get more customers, and it means that there's a market for this. We can sell this to these companies, and these companies could possibly just buy it out and tie it into their existing system to maximize profit. It also ties directly into their APIs, meaning, again, we have this accountability. And it also links to a goal to have you release the lock on these social media platforms. And these are all really unique advantages that we don't see in other situations because people haven't really thought about using the API in this way. So what are the results from polling? We find from the polling that we've done that a majority of people like the app, and a majority of people said it would help them do their homework. Of course, liking is a tough word when it's kind of forcing you to do your homework, but people are saying that there's a market for it. And from polling, we discovered that people really do like positive rewards. So if we can get that currency system down, get those reward systems down, this can also be a much positive thing. Instead of just punishing yourself and locking yourself away to do homework, you can actually feel rewarded for it. Just more than doing the homework, but kind of like having a nice little thing to say, yeah, I'm proud of this. So why is it going to cost $125,000? We see from development, I think we should use $100,000 to have enough money to pay competent programmers to make this software so we can sell it to these bigger corporations. And also marketing, we need $25,000 to really just sell it to these bigger places. They have probably a lot of offers coming in, a lot of ways to optimize their system, so we need to be able to sell our product to them, not just to you sharks, but to the people who are going to bite on an even bigger level. And yeah, so it's paid for via Canvas and other grading apps once they buy it. So it's a short-term investment, and then you'll get bought right out, and it should be just profitable at the end of the day. And for commercialization, again, once we get it coded, once we have it implemented, we can just sell it and let the maintenance go to these other corporations, these other big players. So there's not much risk of you losing money because it's a really short-term investment. We just make the company and sell it right off because we have a great idea here, but it doesn't require that much maintenance. It doesn't require long-term thought processes. It's just a quick buck. And sharks, I hope that you will invest in social media hostage holding, or whatever name it might come to be known as a way to kind of help these students out and help these corporations who are trying to help these students in this online COVID experience. Thank you.